Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Luke Cage Season 1, Episode 1, and yes, I am recording this at like 4 in the morning, because I waited until 3 in the morning to see the show, and that is the reason why I'm in a different background. You might hear a little echo because of how the walls are in this room. But let's get started and start talking about this episode of Luke Cage. So with this premiere, we get to learn a little bit about Luke Cage, even if you never watched Jessica Jones. Kind of the tone of his character, that he's quiet, very smooth, and just kind of is a guy who puts his head down. You know, he wants to mind his own business and do honest work. So he's working for Pops, he's working for this club, and this is where we meet Cottonmouth, which is our villain of the story. And he seems to be kind of this leader of this club, and he's doing a lot of wrong things, and he even has connections to some politicians. Afree's a character, and she wants power, and that's why she's teaming up with Cottonmouth, and they have these guys that Luke Cage knows who do the wrong thing towards Cottonmouth. And spoiler alert, 2 of them die, and now Luke Cage has to figure out, is he a hero or does he want to keep putting his head down? Does he focus on what's going on with Cottonmouth? And it seems like Luke Cage knows one of Cottonmouth's, you know, one of the people that are working for him. One of the leaders, his name is Shade, and or Shades, and it seems like Luke Cage might have been in jail or something from the flashbacks and knew him from there. So there is a connection that I'm sure as the show goes on, we will learn more about. And by the end, his landlord is about to get hurt by these group of people, and there's a classic Heroes for Hire line where it's like, hey, I'm gonna give you money, here you go, and he's like, no, I don't want money, I'm not a hero for hire. And he's doing it more to save his city, to save Harlem, and to, you know, save his town. So what I think of this episode overall, I thought it was a very solid start. First of all, Mike Coulter as Luke Cage is amazing. I mean, he could just be reading off the phone book and be interesting, because I think that's what I loved the most about this episode, was establishing his charm, establishing, you know, why we all love Luke Cage, and even when he's putting his head down, it's still really interesting. And now his own journey to become a hero. You know, we saw Daredevil's journey, we saw Jessica Jones' journey, now Luke Cage as an individual, we're seeing his journey and what's close to his heart. So there's actually a lot of characters, I feel. I guess a negative and positive here is that there's a lot of new characters showing up in this show, and I want a steadier supporting character for Luke. He does have Pops, which I really like. He was in the episode for a little while. I have a really bad feeling he might die just because of the trailers that we've seen. So I don't know if Pops is going to be a supporting character for very long. Again, that's not a spoiler alert. That's more of just, I guess, what I think is going to happen. But there's a lot of new characters, like I said, like Misty Knight, which was amazing to see Misty Knight. And I love that they kind of fooled the audience of who Misty Knight was. If you've never read the comics, there's like, oh, well, who is this woman? Is she like working for Cottonmouth? Who is she? And then I'm glad they revealed that she was a cop, which if you read the comics, you know Misty Knight's a cop. But if you don't, and you're watching this as a regular viewer, it's like, oh, she's a cop. What is this gonna mean? So very happy that they revealed that in this episode and didn't like wait to make it a mystery. But I am really excited to see Misty Knight and a Luke Cage dynamic, because if you guys don't know, they were both heroes for hire and very good friends. So I want to see how that relationship goes, and how maybe Misty goes in her own route of being a hero, maybe outside of the badge. So I'm very excited for that. Now Cottonmouth as a villain, I thought was really good in this episode too, because I would say this is a slower episode. It's very much an establishing episode, but at the same time, there's so much great dialogue. It doesn't matter if the story is going slow, because you are getting so much good character development, especially with Cottonmouth. My favorite scene being the Biggie Small scene, where of course, just camera angle wise, that was so great to have the crown. But then this theme of power and money, and you're seeing that with the person that the government politician Afri, her name is. You're seeing that with him teaming up with her, and then you're seeing the two guys that Luke met at Pop's store. Like, they want money, they want power, and you can tell that these are going to be big themes as the show goes on. But you really got that in that scene where he's beating up that guy. But the camera angle, not just to have the crown above him, but to show that he's kind of talking to the audience, because you have only him saying his lines. You're not seeing the other guy for a while, so you're really seeing him talking to you. It's like, this is the reason I'm the villain, and you should be scared of me. And I'm scared. I'm scared of Cottonmouth already, and we don't even know much about him besides that he's a bad guy. Now, it also seems like I want to talk about another character, which is Harlem in general. That's something I was very impressed with, was making Harlem a character. And obviously that was very important, because Harlem is such a big part of this show, and I'm sure of the season. And it looks like Cottonmouth, Afri, those characters want to shape Harlem in their own way. And Luke wants to save his city. So that's going to probably be the main plot of the whole season. And I'm very excited to see that. So overall, I thought this was a very solid episode. It really introduced us to the characters very well. It made me care for all the characters very quickly. And that's how you do. That's how you do a pilot. That's how you do a first episode. Let us feel attached, especially to a character that was a secondary character before, supporting character for Jessica Jones. You have to prove that Luke Cage can be a main lead, and this episode proved that. Luke Cage is, and we already know he was charming enough to be a lead, but he's a strong enough character, which again, we already knew, to be this lead, and this episode proves it. So yeah, it's a little slower on the story part. Like, there's no like, oh my god moment in this episode, but I don't think it needed it. And I'm really excited to see the rest of the show. Again, camera angles, music, colors, so great in this show, which I think in all the Marvel shows, those are, amazing, is the direction. And again, the writing is so superb. The dialogue is great. So yeah, for me, I really enjoyed it, and I will be reviewing the rest of Luke Cage when I finish the series, so hopefully it won't take me too long. It never does. It'll be before Thursday, because we will have a Media Madness at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Comic Frontline for Luke Cage, so it'll be before Thursday, the review, and I'm really excited to binge it all and watch it and talk about it. So this would be the only episode review I do, though. I wanted to, give my initial thoughts on the episode, and can't wait to binge more Luke Cage. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also in the description below, there is links for my comic book Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.